Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction to read through for Marriage Toxin chapters 151 onward. I don't know how many I'll do, so I didn't even know it, but last video I finished out everything from 2025, and 4 chapters came out in January, so if I do all 4 of those here, then 4 more chapters came out, 2 in February, 2 in March, and then 4 in April. So if I read 4 for the next 3 weeks, we would be done and caught up already. But I also don't know if I want to do the videos smaller and just take my time some more. So I'll probably do at least 3 chapters here, but maybe 4. I'll try to hold myself to 4 though, unless they're really, really short. Who knows, I might do even more. But I guess it's not a problem to just catch up sooner and then, catch up sooner and then maybe not do Marriage Toxin every single week, but some weeks we might take off to do something else. I don't really know right now. Like right now, what I'd like to do is a read through every weekday, plus One Piece has its own thing. And doing that, I don't know, like whatever I feel like doing that day, I guess I'll do that day. But that means that if I want to cover more than 5 things, then some weeks I'll just have to take a week off from one thing to do another thing, and then, the next week I'll have to take a week off from something else to do another thing. So I don't really know what I'll do. I'm just playing it by ear as we go. Thoughts on the anime, since anime episodes 2, I don't know if episode 2 was out last time I recorded a video, but by now episode 4 is out, so I've watched episode 4. Episode 1, I was a little bit, I don't know how I'm feeling. I mentioned it before where I was like, maybe I'm being a bit too harsh because I love the manga so much. But I think episodes 2 and 3, they handled the Himekawa arc really, really well. I thought the Himekawa arc was good, and then episode 4 I thought was really good. So I'm liking the anime. I'm thinking they're doing a good job. Of course, I love the manga's art style, and there are certain things that I think, the manga looks even better, or the manga conveys this idea even better. But I'm enjoying it. I think the anime's good. I'm having a lot of fun with it. And as far as the series itself, I've thought about Marriage Toxin a lot recently, between getting back to reading, between doing, watching the anime. I've been thinking about it a lot. But if I have anything in particular that comes up that I want to discuss, we'll discuss as we're reading. I think for now, I'm probably good for the intro. Let's just start reading 151 and go from here. I am loving what we're doing so far, though. And again, I feel like I mentioned the past 2 videos, so I'm gonna try to stop harping on it, but I had been feeling like, a little bit down about the series. I had felt disappointed by the end of the Specialist Masters arc, but getting back to things and, inspired by the anime, looking back through things, it just reminds me of how much, the end of the Specialist Masters arc, I'm not the hugest fan on, but I don't think it's the worst thing ever or anything, especially not anymore. But other than that one thing, I have loved every part of Marriage Toxin. And it's crazy because it's okay, the anime is just handling stuff that, from my memory, it's like the Himekawa arc is really short and kind of whatever at the very beginning of the series. And you almost, when you're a manga reader, you almost kind of forget about a little bit of it, just because everything that comes after is so, so good. But then looking back, it's okay, Himekawa arc's really fun. Ureshi no arc is really, really fun. And it's they're so fun, and the anime's just covering things that's not even when it really gets good. Because then you have Bug User's Wedding, which is one of my favorite things ever. And we're gonna ideally finish out the season. They'll be doing all of Dogo Animal Kingdom, which is potentially peak Marriage Toxin. But I don't know, because after that, if we're getting season 2, then we get into stuff like Wind Wheel was so, so good. The Gun User Association, the Himi arc, which has, when I think of funny moments, 2 of the funniest moments that immediately pop into my head is Naruko pulling out the amp and then doing that big 2-page spread where he's just swinging the amp around by the cord, and Jack the Upper. Those are 2 of the funniest gags to me. is that Amp Attack and Jack the Upper. So Hime Arc has two of the funniest moments to me. And then you get stuff like Gun User Association and Fire Clan, which are both incredible, so good. So if we do get season 2, if they cover all that in season 2, I don't know what all they would cover, but season 2 is going to be so good if we get all of that stuff. Like, especially, and we would start out with I skimmed over the Teruaki stuff. If we start season 2, we'd start with Teruaki stuff. That's good. I would say my one complaint, again, seeing the early stuff again here in the anime, one of my only complaints for the series, and I'm getting really long-winded in the intro, I'm so sorry. I got so distracted talking about the series because I've been thinking about the series a lot. The other morning while I was working out, I just spent like 30 minutes thinking about MARRIAGETOXIN while working out. But one of my only complaints would be, looking back on it, I wish we got more Teruaki and Akari. I feel like we have not gotten nearly enough of Akari and Teruaki in the series, in my opinion. That is like one of the few complaints I would give right now. But either way, I really... need to stop myself. We're here to read. We can talk as we're reading. Let's start with chapter 151. We have, from the hair, I'm assuming, little Arashiyama, and we have, I don't think this is serious, but we have Preep. Facing a rampaging ghetto, Arashiyama recalls a distant memory. Big bro, I can't. And we have... There's no way I can befriend such a ferocious stray hamster. Okay. It's a stray hamster. Kimie, it's alright. And he bends down. So in the opening, that is totally her reaching out to her brother then. No matter how fierce the bloodlust they're steeped in, as long as you face them with honest and sincere feelings, the other party's sure to warm up to you. All I want is to be friends with you, little guy. You survived alone for your entire life, huh? Must have been lonely. On your own. Choo 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 choo. Pretty Pip Chomp. Yow. I told you. Pip snooze. And the Pip snooze and stuff. Okay, it's like Suyaham. And then Gabuham is the Pip Chomp. And then, see? That was my last memory of my brother before he disappeared. Really? Also, funny how brother with the dark sunglasses, everything looks like he's in witness protection here. So they've been separated a long time then. Because, I don't know, she looks pretty young here. What? You found Hikaru Ghetto. What? And so... For me, I don't actually know how old most of the characters are. I mean, I guess Ureshino is like 20, right? Because she went to the drinking party and she's just entering college. So entering 20, maybe she took a year off or 2 years off or something. But she's like 20. But other than her, the rest of them I'm not quite sure. I always viewed them as like mid to late 20s, but they could be early 20s for most of the characters. So I don't actually know how old any of them are. I don't know if they have official ages or not, but I haven't looked into it. I guess once I'm caught up, I'll be allowed to look at the wiki. But I've kind of needed to avoid that since being behind. What? You found Hikaru Ghetto? What? And she's talking to Mouse Boss. He's on a rampage trying to kill Toshiro. Why not let him? You almost got killed by that man. You're not wrong. But it still feels wrong to me. She takes out her glasses. No way around it then. Hikaru Ghetto! And Arashiyama launches off of Ushio and goes flying toward Ghetto. Hikaru Ghetto looks just like that stray hamster. I don't know if I can pull it off like my brother did, but I gotta try. And again, between this arc and the dangerous arc with Himekawa, and everything else we've seen, how do you not just, like, think Urashiyama's the best? Like, she's so good. They write her so much. And again, that was another thing. I won't get distracted for too long. That's another thing I thought about when going back through the series thinking for like 30 minutes. I was thinking about all the arcs and stuff. And Arashiyama's in a bunch of arcs. She's in like 4 arcs playing prominent role in them. Ushio, the same, at least 3 arcs with a prominent role. Akakura, at least 2 with a really prominent role. I feel like Akakura, Ushio, and Arashiyama have had a ton of development. Himekawa had the dangerous arc where she got to be the lead, but it didn't really develop her relationship with Gero that much more because she was mostly on her own, or at least with Arashiyama. She wasn't with Gero and Kinosaki at the least. And other than that, she just had the really, really short arc right at the beginning. So Himekawa's been developed a little bit less. Shiori as well just had her arc originally in Specialist Masters, and I think she's more developed than Himekawa, and her relationship with Gero is good. But Ureshino, again, not like the 3 I first mentioned, not that amount of development. Himi, though, has been screwed. Like, Himi has been screwed by the writing so far. Himi had 1 arc, and it was a good arc and all, but Himi hasn't done anything outside of that arc. So it's like 3 or 4 prominent roles for like Ushio and Arashiyama versus 1 for Himi. The writing for the waifu candidates has been really lopsided. Alright, break it up, boys, and she dives onto them. Sure, you're cool too when you're going berserk and wrecking everyone, but what really draws me to you as a fan is how you fight others with real conviction. What is this presence? It's not covered in filthy sludge. Again, she is the shining light. No, but as long as you remain as his fan, as long as you behave as his fan, wouldn't it be difficult to have him see you as a romantic partner? By fan, I mean, Shizukune, help me out here. Huh? Arashiyama's devoid of any bloodlust, and so Hikaru-sama's at a loss over how to deal with her. She splashes him. Please, take a moment to simmer down. You let yourself get devoured by such bloodlust? I suppose you're still an amateur yourself, Gero-sama. And he sees Ushio. And she shoves the glasses at his face. Those are the glasses she carries with her everywhere, keeping Hikaru-sama constantly in her thoughts. If only he'd take in a bit more of these feelings, then Hikaru Gero would come to his senses for sure. At least that's the idea. She grabs him, full Nelson. Hikaru Gero. And we see through the lens of the glasses, some of these panels are great. Arashiyama clearly. Snap out of it. She puts the glasses on his face. And we get a big 2-page spread with Sirius, Gero, and Arashiyama and Ushio. I see. I was mistaken. The world isn't only filled with human garbage. They're right here, aren't they? Real, wonderful human beings. He comes to his senses. Gah! Shocked. Arashiyama? Ushio? Wait, I get it now. You guys saved me, didn't you? And again, I feel like we just need to bite the bullet and go harem route. Again, a lot of the writing is about finding your true love and having a normal life. But at this point, you can't have like a normal life. I say go harem route, have all 7 of them. If Miyuki or Tonako want to join in, extend the number out to 8 or 9. Arashiyama? Ushio? Oh, wait, I get it now. You guys saved me, didn't you? And he smiles. Thank you. That is such a cute panel, too. I love all of the massive panels in Marriage Toxin, and the art is just so gorgeous. So glad you're back! And we have Sirius as well, just bawling. Is it over? What a damn farce. Out from the muddy mire of bloodlust, led by sincere souls. I love this chapter so much. Emotionally, it was good. It's good continuing to work through the drama that Gero was going through. Arashiyama, it's hard to not think she is the absolute best. Ushio as well. It's so good. This was so funny. But yeah, like, that for me is easily my top 4 characters. I love Akakura, and I love a lot of other characters too. I love Nabicha, Kazumama. But my top 4, easily my top 2 are Kinosaki and Geto. It's hard to beat those two for me, but like right behind those two are Arashiyama and Ushio, are like my 3rd and 4th favorite. But again, like I've said, compared to the other waifu candidates, and I bring up Akakura as well, they've just got a lot more time to shine. Like, they've been in more serious arcs, they've been in more arcs, just generally more arcs. So they have just had a lot more time to shine. But either way, this was so fun. I can't wait to keep going with more. So let's go check out 152. 152 starts with, everything up until now has gone exactly according to plan. Those girls are vital to nurturing Hikaru Geto into a wolf. And she's filing the nails of her wolf? That's why I permitted the intrusion. Awfully confident, aren't you? Not worried that Geto-kun might fall for Arashiyama or Ushio-san? Hikaru Geto will not be swayed by those girls. It could be my keen nose as a beast user, but I can distinctly pick up who it is that pines for whom. It appears that Oni-sama has found his footing as well. Now then, Mei Kinosaki-san, what kind of woman would Hikaru Geto lust for? Spare no detail. I want to know the man who may become my mate inside and out. She's so hot. Fold immediately. Again, if Tonako wants to be here, join the pack. Join the harem. You can, outside of the 6 marriage candidates and Kinosaki, you can be the 8th. And now we see Byakko still. Hey Byakko, snap out of it. How long are you gonna lie there? See, for me personally, I would want to go for Byakko. But she is totally already, like, going for Toshiro. Toshiro-sama, why are you here? Please, just cast me aside. I'm not worthy. Cut the crap! Stops her. Don't get the wrong idea. I'm only keeping you around because I can still use you. She jumps into his arms. His reaction to it. And they embrace. For like 3 more pages. Freaking out Ashiyama's face. Quit staring or I'll end you. Eek, Pip! Meddling runts. Still, I guess I owe you some thanks. That's even scarier. I might be able to charge him extra, thinks Ushio. Hey, Hikaru Geto and company. Private meeting? It was the mouse boss who led me to you. You should offer a word of praise to today's most valuable rodent. Huh? Where'd the mouse boss go? Oh, well, thank you. Ushio, I'm counting on you to get everyone out, as long as you're paying extra. And then, tsundere. Wait, what about you, Geto-sama? I'll follow shortly. You all can go ahead. See you. And he takes off on his own. Follow shortly? How do you plan on crossing that ocean? Hikaru Geto. And then they're blocked by PK, I think. Sorry, the hair color I was thinking Toshiro. And Mouse Boss is there. Why is the Mouse Boss? Who are you? Oh wait. No way. Is that you? And I feel like, okay, they were really, after giving us the flashback last chapter and now doing this chapter, laying it on thick, is that you? Big bro. So we have PK. I wonder if we'll get a real name for him. And he's been trapped here since they were little, so he seemed friendly so far with Geto. I really hope we can trust him. I really hope he doesn't turn out to be bad. Or I feel like he wouldn't be bad. He might be temporarily brainwashed by being in here for so long, but I don't think he would be, like, actually bad. He might be a little bit pissed that it's like, okay, you're breaking in here to save Geto, but I have been in here this whole time, no rescue mission. He might be a little bit pissy because of that. I don't think he should, but understandable. Big bro. And my indecision over marriage had warped my heart, and bloodlust found a way to seep into the cracks. But now I've made up my mind. They've given me the strength to face the truth. The root of all this mess is me. Still, they reached out to save me, throwing away all regard for their own safety. It's not just Urashiyama and Ushio. I'm sure Himekawa, Ureshino, Akakura, and Himi would have done the same. They didn't, though, did they? Sorry. But also, I am thinking, we never really, like it was mentioned at the beginning that he was set up in an arranged marriage before, but for whatever reason said no. So I kind of always assumed we would get into that. Like, there would be some drama there. Who was the previous arranged marriage? Why did it fall apart? And we haven't gotten into that yet. And I'm sure that more than a piece of human garbage like me, there's someone out there far more deserving of being with these kind-hearted people. That's kind of a messed up way to think, though. Yeah, I don't know if this is a good way to think. But, again, I mentioned before that Urashiyama and Himekawa could work. I don't know about anybody for Ureshino. Her ending up with Naruko would be very, very weird. Akakura and Kirito, though, I could see it. I don't know anybody for Himi or Ushio, though. But I really do feel like it seems like it could really easily lead to Gero with Kinosaki. But I kind of like their relationship as not romantic, and I also kind of like Leo and Kinosaki. Like, Leo gets his dream girl, which, not necessarily a girl, but Leo, I think, would still love Kinosaki. I kind of like Leo and Kinosaki. This is something I should have known from the very beginning. I've lived my entire life drenched in thick blood, and the only one who can walk that life with me is that woman. And he thinks about Tonoko? Is he actually... Okay, I think what's going to happen here then is he's going to say, we need to protect them by keeping them out of this life, to keep Nasu away from them, to keep people like Tonoko away from them. We need to let them live their lives in peace outside of the underworld, and I will be with you. I'll find somebody within the underworld, and literally you're somebody within the underworld that wants to be with me. She'll probably do something evil, though, like, no, you aren't going to be the wolf I need unless we kill off the people you love or something, and that's going to continue the conflict. But I could also see him being like, I just need somebody who can live this life with me, and Kinosaki stopping it, because Kinosaki from the beginning has been like, has seen Gero's dream. His dream is to have a normal relationship, and I think Kinosaki is going to want to have him be in a normal relationship. So I think Kinosaki could stop it from happening. And again, like at the very beginning with the Himekawa arc we just saw in the anime, where he's like, okay, we found the marriage candidate. We found Himekawa. And she's like, literally one woman, Gero. One woman who isn't related to you. You need to meet other people. Because while you need to get married, technically, because of the conflict of the series, while you need to get married, I don't want you to just get married to whoever's acceptable. I want you to marry someone who you would actually have a good marriage with. And again, I think that while Gero Kinosaki I wouldn't be upset at it. I would be totally for them ending up together. At the same time, I think I would like it even more. I think the relationship would be even stronger if Kinosaki doesn't want to end up with Gero. Maybe Kinosaki has his own people he's attracted to or wants to end up with. Or probably because of the backstory and everything, trauma that needs to be worked through as an individual. But I think it'd be even stronger if Kinosaki was like, I'm not actually interested in being with Gero, but I want Gero as a friend, as someone who means this much to me, to be in a good relationship, to stand up for Gero like that. Because that's who Kinosaki's been so far in the story for Gero. But either way, let's continue reading. Let's go check out chapter 153. We start with, Gero has come to a decision, but there's someone he must go through first. Huh? Let me see Nanako. Okay, he talks to PK a few minutes ago. You're the warden of the sanctuary, aren't you? Okay. This facility has minimal staffing and... Is Nanako a mistranslation? Who is Nanako? Am I forgetting something? This facility has minimal staffing and prisoner oversight doesn't seem especially strict. Despite this, the prison is hailed for its unblemished record of 0 breaches. Okay. That's because you actually have a robust surveillance network and maintain full visibility of the prisoner's every move, and we see all the rats, with help from your little friends. Isn't that right, mouse user? Or should I say Urashiyama's brother? So he put it together way sooner than I did. When I attempted my escape, you weathered the same treacherous pass and chased me all the way to the deck. I suspected you were no ordinary person after that, but it was when you dodged me in my frenzied state that I knew for certain you were the mouse user. You know the situation on site better than anyone, and Nanako will only meet those you endorse. That's the arrangement here, is it not? And he speaks to the mouse? Follow this one then. Gotcha. I do have one more request. You don't have to ask. Of course I'll stop her. Kimie's happiness is my own, after all. I owe you big time. That was you, right? You're the one who slipped past the doll user and brought me here to the sanctuary. Holy crap! So I thought he was stuck here, but he's actually been coming and going. I was merely following Nanako's orders. Are they changing Tonako to Nanako? For some reason? I'll have to look up and see if that's an actual thing. But he's confronting Urashiyama and Ushio. Kimie? Are you really? My older brother Kimihiko. Why? Hikaru Gero. That man is dangerous. Or, to be more precise, the real threat is the shadow lurking behind him, the doll user. He's abducted everyone who's fallen for Hikaru Gero. I had number 65536, the mouse boss, bring you here to the sanctuary to temporarily shelter you before he could reach you. And again, he's actually nuts if he has this whole network of mice just inside and outside of the sanctuary, just seeing everything, basically. Until now, I've only protected you from afar, but these last few days, the doll user's actions escalated pretty quickly. So I decided it'd be best to guard you here directly. And we see things like taking out the drone. It won't be easy for him to lay a hand on you while you're here. However, this refuge is only a stopgap. Now, Hikaru Gero has taken it upon himself to find a definitive end to this crisis. You should wait here until the dust settles. Absolutely not. Wait, I'm worried sick about Hikaru Gero too, but before that, Pick Bro, why did you vanish so suddenly and leave me behind? And he's shocked. Arashiyama-sama, we have to go help him now. And Ushio tries to take her. Gero-sama's probably gone to fight a powerful enemy all by himself. And she gets hit by a wave of mice. Shizukune, how happy I would have been to just watch over you forever. Kimie, you are the one person I never wanted to show this power to. And we've got Toshiro running off with Byakko. My body feels like lead. That bastard was hiding his claws and fangs this entire time. I should first ensure Byakko's safety. Toshiro-sama? Tokuro's been continuing your research on Hyakko. Byakko, what did those damn monkey brats do to you? Then the wall starts cracking. Is he gonna get attacked by Gorilla User again then? I made a promise that I would find my partner on my own, and among everyone I've met, the most suitable to become my spouse is the one who bears the same destiny as a member of the top 5 families, Dogo Tonako. And again, they would create, turn it into the top 4 families and create the strongest family, the poisonous animal family. If I marry her, both Grandma and Nasu should agree to release Himekawa and the others. He makes it there and opens the door. We see her with a full crown and everything. Look, Hikaru, I've prepared something very special. The most perfect wedding collar for her, or for you. The blush and everything. Again, we've seen it again and again. She's freaky, freaky. Bound by a band, but not one that rests on a finger. Really good chapter once again. My heart's kind of breaking for Arashiyama and Ushio right now. And Gero is, again, having a rough time. This reminds me of my journey with Endeavor and My Hero, where it's like, no, you're trying to do the right thing, but you've done obviously done bad things in the past, and it's like you're trying to do the right thing, but you're making a mistake here, you're being too down on yourself here, and it feels a similar thing here with Gero, where it's like, yeah, I get that you're trying to do the right thing, but I feel like you're being too hard on yourself, and you're kind of making another wrong choice in a way. But, Tonako's not really a wrong choice, it's just, no, I am not your pet, we are equals. I'm not going to continue what I was thinking. Or you could, you could wear the collar. No, sorry. Okay, continuing on, we go to 154. I can't stop myself. Let's read all the January chapters. Our last January chapter starts with Doll User again. Chapter 154, Cross-Sex Friendship. And an unforeseen push and pull swirling beneath the waves. We have the Human Zoo with Teruaki. Even the Rising Specialist, Ushio Shizuku-san, wasn't safe. Every move she made was in my sights, but there was one exception. Arashiyama Kimie-san's surveillance proved to be quite a bit of trouble. Those little mice were constantly getting in my way. Granted, he did not personally execute his moves, but he denied me valuable information and made a clean getaway right under my nose. He has outstanding talent. True, Mouse User's kinda him. PK's kinda him. But mastering only espionage and escape can't possibly be... That is merely one of his many abilities. The Mouse User, Arashiyama Kimihiko. His true brilliance lies in his overwhelming adaptability and practical skills. Beast Gathering, the Behemouse. I love it. That's such a funny name, but also this panel is so cool. PK is actually so sick. Mice swarm, rip, and devour. And they go in to attack. It's so sad. My heart is breaking, man. And Arashiyama's able to protect Ushio. Eep, that destructive power is no joke. Please stay back. And Ushio starts to use a water blast, but again, it's an amorphous blob of rats. It dodged. Such swift and precise movements. Crushing mass, coupled with that fluid flexibility, breeds destruction on a different scale. And an astonishing command over the entire swarm. Well, if we're up against a wall, then it's my turn to step up. Pip! If I can take the fight out of a few of those mice, that monster should fall apart, right? Let's go, Hammies. Hamtastic Hammy Circus. Now performing, and no, they'll get knocked away. Hammies! A large swarm, moving with a single will like this is terrifying, but I've heard that some mice aren't very good at swimming. If I flood the entire area, that swarm should become more vulnerable. But it attacks Ushio's backpack? The water's leaking. Shizukune! She gets swarmed. Big bro, please stop! Why are you doing this? Why did you vanish so suddenly and leave me behind? Mice are multiplying masses of bloodlust. Lineage revival. The mouse users once obtained immense power, consequently becoming embroiled in numerous conflicts that claimed the lives of most of their clan. In their desire to avoid further bloodshed, the surviving members chose to seal away their power. Instead, they chose to walk an unremarkable and unthreatening path as hamster users. But their blood wouldn't allow it. If word got out that a mouse user had awakened, it would draw the attention of other specialists. I can deal with whatever happens to me, but what about Kimie? It was then that Tonako appeared. Okay. Interesting. Swear absolute fealty to me, mouse user Arashiyama Kimihiko. In exchange, I shall guarantee the safety of your sister. And so, I vanished from my sister's life. If only I protected her from afar, she would never have to see me covered in blood. That's what I told myself over and over. And again, from her perspective, he left her. From his perspective, he's always been here, but from hers, he left. When Toshiro's vicious clutches reached for Kimie, Tonako did step in to contain the situation as promised. In the end, Gero managed to resolve it, but when I saw the doll user's methods firsthand, I made up my mind. I can't leave this to anyone else, even if she has to see me like this. I'll protect my sister with my own hands, even if she ends up resenting me for the rest of our lives. And the hammies are trying to protect them from being covered in mice. My brother's feelings are coming through, so clearly it hurts. I can tell that he's more worried about me than anything else. A shadow lurking behind Gero Hikaru. I had a vague feeling I was being made to dance to someone else's tune. But even so, I want to be there for Gero Hikaru. I want to be someone who can walk by his side. And again, this arc seems like it's just the character arc here for Arashiyama is viewing herself as his equal and being his equal. Please, hammies, lend me your true strength. Pip, vastly outnumbered, a true star shines. I don't want to end here. We're about to have hammies doing stuff. I don't want to end. But I've been reading for like 40 minutes already. This is tough. Do I do 2 more chapters? Do January and February? No. I must hold back. I must be strong. I will stop for right now. Just for now. But we'll be back like next week. I'll probably do another 4. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. I'm already running way behind on making this video anyway. I wanted this video to be out way earlier in the day. So I'll end it. But I had so much fun. These chapters were great. This arc is great. Marriage Toxin is great. Thank you. Like if you did like the video. Comment down there. Tell me what you thought of these chapters. My thoughts. I had a lot of yapping in here. Oh man, I can't wait to see more. I can't wait to keep reading. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe for more Marriage Talks and much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server, it'll be... if you want a link to the Discord server, it's free and open for anyone. Sorry, I'm getting all mixed up. I'm getting so confused here. If you want to help support the channel by dropping a super thanks or sharing around, it's really appreciated. If you want to help support the channel by becoming a member or patron, hit join down below to become a member. Go to patreon.com/HakuOfTheTubes, or a link will be in the description to become a patron. You get your name at the end of videos, get One Piece bingo early, and, you know, help support the channel. That's the biggest thing. So thank you to people who are already members and patrons. Thank you to chosen regulars Evan, Holly, and Bertie Wooster, Magical Girls, DD, Ban, and Maru, Chaverton Student, David Langstaff, Slayer Candidates, SG, and Stan Cedar, and Pure Elements, Pater Ariel, and Elsa the Storyteller. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you all so much for watching, for being here, and I'll see you all next time.